I started playing at about 5 years old. I saw the Beatles on TV. I was a little kid, and we had a big, before they had the plasma TV, we had this big square TV. And I sat down on the ground and the Beatles came on TV, and I said to my mom, I pointed at the drummer, and I went, that's what I want to do, I want to be a drummer. You know, it's like some kids, like you see like a fire engine go by, and you go, hey, I want to be a fireman. Or, you know, or you see like an ambulance go by, oh, I want to be an ambulance driver. Or a train goes by, oh, I want to be a train conductor. Well, I said, I want to be a drummer. So my mom bought me a drum set. I got a little drum set for Christmas. Not very expensive, a little bit. And then I got in band class. When I was growing up, we had classes like this, and I was very fortunate. And now what's happening is we're trying to keep music in schools because the government's trying to take it away. And we're like, you're crazy. You know, we can't take music away from schools. The kids are happy when they have music, right? I mean, come on, what else is there? That's the one thing in life that keeps everybody connected in the whole world. Michael Jackson said it. Music is the link between all people all over the world. So we need music, right? We need music. It's important. So, yeah, I started, and ever since then, I've been a musician. And I wasn't very good at the beginning, but I learned how to play. And listened to all the great musicians. And got successful in the music business, and I've been doing it ever since. Anybody else?
Before you wanted to be a drummer, did you want to be anything else?
You know, like I said, I was very young when I saw the Beatles, and that was it for me. After that, it was pretty much focused on playing music. And I came up to Hollywood from Orange County when I was about 18 years old, right out of high school, and started being professional. But I didn't really hear from that. I was very focused on being a musician.
Have you always liked playing music?
Oh yeah, I loved it my whole life. And I've been able to travel the world, playing to different people all over the world. I've been to Greece, and Turkey, Czechoslovakia, England, Australia, Japan. So music's taken me everywhere, you know, so it's been very good to me. I'm very blessed.
What was your inspiration to play music?
Well, the Beatles were one of them, I say that already. I don't know, just a lot of different music that I liked, you know. Everything from the Rolling Stones to the Beatles to Led Zeppelin to Hendrix, all the early stuff. I had two older brothers, so they'd buy me a lot of records and turn me on to music, you know. They were good. I got my first Beatles record from my older brother. He bought me, this was before CDs. They have a thing called 45 record, and he used to put it on a little turntable, and it had the song A Hard Day's Night on there. It's been a hard day's night. And that was it. I was like, I'm in. Okay.
What's the hardest thing you've ever done in becoming a musician?
What's that?
What's the hardest thing you've ever done in becoming a musician?
The hardest thing I've ever done in becoming a musician? Well, it wasn't easy to break in as a professional, you know. When it came to Hollywood, to break into the music business, it took me about 8 years of sticking with it. But I believed that I could do it. I believed in myself. Even when other people told me I couldn't, I still believed down deep that I could make it in the music business. So my drive and my self, realization was that, you know, I was going to do it, and that was the hardest part, was getting there. But I stuck with it. Over here. Well, how did I feel at my first concert? My first big concert was, I opened for a band called Metallica. Has anyone heard of Metallica? It was my first big show, so I'd gone from playing little places, like, 100 people, and this particular night there was 25,000 people. And I went out on stage, and I was very nervous. I was actually trembling, and I had what they call stage fright. And I remember I'm a drummer, so I played everything really fast because I was nervous. I was like, ah! But yeah, after that, It took a little while, but I got, more of a sense of, this is my job, and I'm going to do this good every night. So I calmed down and it became better, not having as much stage time.
Is anybody else in your family that likes to play music?
Yeah, my family, actually, my grandfather was a professor of music at Long Beach State University, which he was actually Dr. Robert Winslow, was his name. And my mother is a classically trained pianist, and my brother is a classically trained violinist. But they all have other professions now. But when I grew up, my family was very musically inclined. Yeah. And me and my brothers had no band. We jam in the backyard. Yeah, when did fame find me? Well, I had an audition for this band called The Cult in the late 80s. And I auditioned for this band and got the gig. And that's when I went to do that big show, 25,000 people. And then I toured the world with them for about a year and a half. And then a guy named Slash, you ever heard of Slash? He wears a top hat. You might recognize him if you saw him. He's on Guitar Hero. He came to see me play drums with this particular band. And they were replacing their drummer. And they asked me to join Guns N' Roses, which I joined Guns N' Roses in 1990. And then we went on to tour the world, and we played huge places, stadiums. It was very cool. Yeah, it's a good band. Very good band. Let's come over here, talk to this guy. I'm glad you guys have a lot of questions. This is a cool school. This guy's got it going on here.
How did you meet your members of the first band?
Like I said, I auditioned. I heard about an audition, and I went and I did the audition. I walked in, I didn't know him, but I had to be, good enough musician for them to say, hey, you got the gig. So I practiced a lot, and then I went in. Did pretty good. I can take the number. I do know Green Day. I was actually, did you see the Jets game a couple weeks ago? I was on the field, standing right next to Trey Cool. After the thing, I'll show you a picture. And I know those guys, they're a very good band. And also, I got a Grammy one year for Velvet Revolver, but we were up against Green Day for Best Rock Album, and they won for their album, American Idiot, which is a cool record. Well, is it hard to be famous? I don't know if I'm famous. I know a lot of famous guys, but I think I'm known as a musician more than being like walking down the street and people are like, hey. But when people do recognize me, they're fans of the music, which is cool. They'll come up to me and go, hey man, I love your music, or your music did a lot for me, and that kind of thing. So that feels nice. And I don't think I've really had any weird parts about being famous, being in a cool band is always been great and helped. Me get and come here and see you guys. I mean, if I wasn't in this band, I wouldn't be like you guys. Be like, hey, who's that guy? You know what I mean? So I'm here. Now I feel like being in a band and all the things that I've done. I'm at a point in my life where I want to give back, and I want to see you kids be successful in whatever you do in your life. If it's music or, being a teacher, or a nurse, or whatever you go on to be, a lawyer, doctor, that's cool, right? And music is going to make you happy through that whole process, right? And you're always going to listen to music. On the way to the doctor's office when you're working, you're going to have your stereo on, right? You're going to listen to your favorite song. So that's the beauty of it. How long do I practice? When I was in school, when I went to school, I used to run home from school and go play my drums because my parents would come home at 6 o'clock from work. So I had that, few hours during the day where I could And then when they came home, it was dinner time. So I would practice about 3 or 4 hours after school. And now, you know, sometimes my band still practices 5, 6 hours. Sometimes I'm in the studio 10 hours, full day. So, yeah, and I still am trying to learn. So.
I think we have a burning question over there.
We got a burning desire. Do we have a burning desire?
Besides yourself, who is your favorite musician?
Besides myself. That's cool. I have to say, there's a drummer from a band called Led Zeppelin. And John Bonham was my favorite. Yeah. Is that it? Are we good? Yeah,
We have time for one more question.
okay.
So from our journalism class, maybe we have middle school journalism.
Okay.
What made you decide to join Little Kids Rock?
Little Kids Rock. I really love the idea of keeping the music in schools. My friend Cindy Cohen right there called me. She said, Matt, will you come help? And I'm actually doing something on my own. I'm trying to help bring music back to schools and keep music in schools. So I'm very interested in this, and I know what music's done for me. So whatever I can do to give back, that's why I'm here. Does that answer your question?